welcome to my channel. Now today's topic of study is how to get our head back in the game. Let me just tell you about my weekend. My head was in the game. The game of let's see how much food I can shove in my face. It was terrible. It was terrible. Saturday, our eating schedule was off. And so I did good up until later in the evening, and then I started eating because it was off. Sunday, I don't know what it was. That was our eating out day, and oh my gosh, I ate all day long. I'm telling you, when I say I ate all day long, I ate from the time my feet hit the floor to the time I raised them up in my chair. I don't know what my problem was. It was terrible. So, I'm sorry, my chair's squeaking. I'll try to stop that. That's not the game we need to be playing. My head is in the game, but it's those other things that I need to go back and study on how to walk away. I did not walk away. I ran like out in the field of daisies. That food was over on that side and I was over on this side, and I was running with my arms wide open. And that food said, "Come here, honey." It was, I'm telling you, it was terrible. Wednesday, it's going to show. I'm going to tell you right now, it is going to show. If it don't, I will be shocked. So anyway, how to get our head back in the game. A lot of us struggle in that department. Once we get off track, it is hard to get back on track. And the way I see it is our weight loss journey begins and ends right here. Yes, it matters what we eat and don't eat. But if this ain't right, this ain't right. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Just maybe some things that hinder us, maybe some ways to overcome our way of thinking. Like it says here, of course, you know I glean my talking points from the internet, and then I just pepper in my own opinion. But it says we cannot shift our weight from the outside without correcting our inner thoughts and resolutions. And that's what I was just saying. Most people wanting to lose weight, I should say, with a bad state of mind. We are self-deprecating. Y'all know we are. Ooh, I'm fat. Ooh, I look terrible. Ooh, look how big I am. Oh, there went a trailer. Those are things that start our mindset out negatively. Then, like it says here, when we start talking bad about ourselves, we get obsessed with quick fixes. And then, where does that lead us? So, as it stated in the article I was reading, a negative mindset leads to failure. I think we all know that. Now, we need to focus on the good that can come from losing weight. The longer lifespan, the healthier bodies, you know, better blood work, better arthritis, all those kind of things. A better life experience, being able to do things that we couldn't do before. Now, how you see yourself predicts your actions. And my thoughts on that are, like they say, what you tell a kid is how he's going to become. You keep telling the kid, you're dumb, you're dumb, you're dumb, and then one day he's going to believe it. You keep telling yourself all these negative things. You're fat, you can't do it. You look terrible, you're pathetic. You're going to start acting like that. So these are the things we got to stop telling ourselves, these negative thoughts. Tell yourself you are beautiful, just like you are. See yourself as unworthy and overweight, and you'll act accordingly. That's what I was just telling you. And then it says biology plays a role. When you start getting your negative talk, then it starts, the stress hormone, the adrenal gland, yeah, secretes cortisol. And cortisol is that belly fat that a lot of us know all too well. Now, let me see if I can get my page turned here. Hold on. Fortunately, our minds are flexible. That is one thing. We are resilient. Sometimes it's harder than other times, but our minds are resilient. Kids are the most resilient creatures I think I know. They can overcome things, I think, so much better than us adults because we're jaded and we're set in our ways. But anyway, this is what we're going to do is we're going to shift our thinking. And these are some of the things that are going to help us shift our thinking to get us in the game of losing weight. The first thing it says is to change your goals. And the goal should not be losing weight. It should be the result of the goal. So their example is your goal is to eat 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. The result of that would be you would lose weight or get 8 hours of sleep. And we've talked many times about how important sleep is. So it says, when you set goals, instead of folks saying, I'm going to lose weight, which obviously is what we're trying to do, but if you set the goals that are healthy goals, those are the things that lead to the weight loss. So don't focus on, I'm not losing, or I'm not losing fast enough. Focus on setting those goals that are healthy. I know I need to set that fruit and vegetable goal, and I lack in that one. I don't know if I'll ever hit that goal. Surround yourself with positivity. Find people, groups, wherever you look, that are positive on your journey. Not people that are going to poo-poo everything you do. You know, there are people out there that do not want you to succeed, and I don't understand that. Why in this world, hold on, would you see someone trying to better themselves and drag them down? Why in this world, when you're trying to lose weight to make yourself healthier and happier, would an acquaintance or friend or family member try to tear that down? I don't get it. So surround yourself with people who are going to encourage you in your efforts, who are going to encourage you in the goals that you're trying to set. Not you're at a party and you decide not to eat, you know, the big fat cheese fondue and 4 pounds of bread. I don't know where that came from. That's the first thing that popped in my head. And don't stand there having a 4-hour conversation with somebody that tells you to go on and eat it. You know what I mean? Maybe that's not the right example, but that's the one that came to my head. Be around it. Go find the people that's standing around the veggie tray. Go party with them. Those are the people I need to party with. And then don't be afraid to ask for help if you need help. You know how I feel about that. If you need help on anything mentally or emotionally, ask for it. Rethink the rewards and punishments. This is a big one. Food is not a reward, and exercise is not a punishment. Those are some mindsets that we have really got to get into, because I'm going to tell you what, I was raised, food was a reward. I raised my kids, food was a reward. To this day, in my mind, food is a reward. That is something I've got to change. I don't necessarily think of, well, maybe I kind of do think of exercise as a punishment. No. Good food is taking care of our body, and exercise is taking care of our body. They should not be, like it says, both are ways of caring for your body and helping you feel your best. That is good food, not bad food, and that is exercise. I was talking to somebody the other day, and how we were raised with food as a child has everything to do with how we deal with food as an adult. And I believe that 100%. You go without food as a child, when you grow up and you finally get around food, and then you just want the food because you didn't have it. You are given treats as a reward for doing good, or as a way to cheer you up when you're sad. Then as an adult, that's the same way you want to do it. And those are the mindsets that we got to change. We got to purposefully go for those thoughts and try to flip them around. Now it says throw out the calendar. Don't pin yourself down to a time frame of, I got to have this done by X date. You've got to be patient when creating a healthy, sustainable lifestyle. So it says, kind of like the goals, is focus on short-term, attainable goals. Not, I'm guilty of this because I'm starting with 200, really more than 200 pounds. I'm giving myself 200 pounds, but it's really what the charts would want me to be, would be over 200 pounds. We'll worry about it if and when I get there. But in my mind, I try hard not to focus on, OMG, I'm never going to lose 200 pounds. It's going to take me forever. I want it done yesterday. It is hard for me to focus on a pound at a time or 5 pounds at a time. That for me is a work in progress. But it says focus on smaller, attainable goals. Like maybe you have a goal of you want 10,000 steps a day. Focus on that goal. And that is where like the other thing come into play. Focus on the healthy habits, and then the weight loss is a result. So same thing with these goals. Focus on something that you can get to, and then in turn, when you set a goal that is too lofty and you don't make it, what happens? That's how you feel, down in the dumps. And then it just repeats and repeats and repeats. That's where we're trying to dig out of. We're trying to get into that healthy mindset. So don't set, this is a quote that it had that I love, this quote from this article. Every 24 hours comes with new successes. Focus on this. Every 24 hours. It brings me to it's not an exact quote, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. Sufficient for the day is its own troubles. I have tried to tell myself that over the years so many times. Sufficient for this day are these troubles. Try not to focus on the ones that are coming tomorrow. That's hard. That is hard. When you have things that prey on your mind, that is hard. And so when we're in this weight loss journey, let's just focus on our 24 hours. Let's wake up whatever time we get. Listen, I was up at 1:30 this morning thinking I was up at 3:30 until I looked at the clock and it was 3:30. I'm like, oh, it was really 1:30. So I done made a craft. I'm going to show y'all at the end. I'm going to show y'all my craft. If y'all think it is cute or not. I hope you do. I think it is. Anyway, when you get up in the morning, let's just worry about what's going to happen till you get up that next morning. Let's don't think about any minute past. You get up at 7 o'clock, you worry about what happens from 7 to 7. And let's not worry about that next 7. It'll come. Sufficient for the day is its own troubles. Every 24 hours has its own successes. Love those. We could probably stop right there. Now this talks about recognizing your trouble thoughts. And these are things that we tell ourselves that puts us in a negative mind space. A lot of this kind of sounds like overlap because it kind of really is. It all feeds in together. Negative talk that we tell ourselves. We got to try to, instead of saying, like, what's an example? You look in the mirror and you're like, look how fat you are. No. Look in that mirror and say, girl, you working them curves. Snap it out. Listen, look at yourself and don't even look in the mirror and don't even look at your physical body and say, oh my gosh, you look fat. Look in here and look and say, you know what? You're a pretty cool person. You treat people kind. You care about people. You love people the way you should love them. Your sense of humor is crazy. You have all these good things going on about you. That should come first. That's the kind of talk that should come to you before, look at me, I'm fat. That should be a secondary thought when you're thinking in your mind. Are we losing weight because we're fat? Yes. I'm not stupid. But that's not the kind of talk that is going to get you anywhere, is to focus on your physical body. Do not focus on that all the time. Focus on who you are inside. So, this here it says, and you know I did that up in that Dollar Tree. It says when you start thinking them negative thoughts, to tell yourself, stop out loud. If you have to say it out loud, stop. I was talking to myself at that Dollar Tree, at the Mighty Dollar, that time, when them tater chips was calling out my name. I audibly said, no, 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 we're not going there. I had to tell myself to quit looking at them and quit listening to them. He says, if you have to count to 100 times, then do it. Listen, whatever it takes, that's what we have to do. Now, this is one that people's going to agree with or they're not going to agree with. It says, don't step on the scale if it's going to define your worth. Obviously, we have to get on the scale if we're trying to take get a measure of pounds. If we want to know, okay, this is how many pounds we lost. But if that scale is going to define your worth, don't get on it until you know your worth. Ooh, I just come up with that one. Know your worth, and know that your worth is not in those numbers on that freaking little piece of metal sitting on the floor. That is just a gauge of what you're doing. It's not telling you how good of a person you are. So until you can get your mindset in a good place, maybe just push your scales aside. If not weighing is going to give you in your mind permission to just go off the rails and eat and say, well, I ain't worried about that scale, then so it's a gray area. But definitely don't let those numbers tell you who you are, because they're not. 300 and whatever pounds is not who I am. It is just the body that I'm in. Listen, this is just covering up that girl. That swimsuit model. I wear this suit not to make the rest of them jealous. No, 300 whatever. I don't even know if 300 whatever pounds I am don't define me. That don't tell me who I am here and here. So that's that about the scale. Focus on the attainable. So like it says, if you have never been to the gym and you go, don't think you're going to get on that elliptical for 30 minutes. Do something attainable, like maybe 15 minutes on a treadmill at a nice slow pace. Focus on something you can do. So, I feel like my nose is running. My problem with fruits and vegetables, my goal has got I've got to quit being lofty and think I'm going to do 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. No, I'm going to say I can do 1 extra. That is something that would be more attainable for me. I know y'all think, what a big baby, don't eat your fruits and vegetables. Well, then I'm a baby. I can't help it. So, focus on things that we can attain. If you can walk to your mailbox and back, then don't feel bad that you can't walk around the block. You do what you can do. This is the final thought, I guess you could say. Start where you are and build from there. So don't think you have to just all of a sudden just pop out of the ground and you're in full bloom. Wherever you're at on your journey, wherever you're at in life, start there and build. Blocks. You don't have to, one day you're where you're at and the next day you've made it. No. You're going to do little things until they add up to big habits, I guess you could say. Little gestures can build up into big habits. I can't think what I'm trying to say. Maybe I'll get the gist of what I'm trying to say. Little bits at a time will add up to big results. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say. Take that walk to the mailbox, and one day maybe take it to your neighbor's mailbox, and then one day you'll be a couple houses down, and who knows, you're going to be around the block. Take that fruit and vegetable, one extra one a day. It might take 6 months of eating one apple a day before I add carrot, which I probably go add a carrot, something. And I'm not talking about like extra servings of taters at supper. I don't think that counts as health. Could be wrong. To me, taters are vegetables. That's my problem. All the vegetables I like are starchy things, not the non-starchy things. So, just little habits, build on them. These things that we're going to focus in our mind, we're going to be positive in our mind. We're going to push those negative thoughts out. And if some of these things, if you can just like make yourself notes. Listen, this notebook right here is full of all the stuff that I research and come on here and tell y'all. And I had to flick back through there and look. I should have flicked back through there this weekend, but I didn't. I was out of control. I did not have any self-control this weekend. I just didn't. But I have my notes here. I have the tools. I just got to get them out of the toolbox. And so hopefully some of these are tools for you to take out of your toolbox. So that is all I know for today. And I will see you on my next video. Hey, I'm just coming back on here right quick. The picture I'm going to put in was my 49-cent picture frame from the Salvation Army a while back. And my owl, it was on a stand, and I ripped it off the stand from the Dollar Tree. And so I just wanted to tell you that's what it was when you see what I made. So I hope you like it. Okay, bye again.